Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk 76. Now you've probably noticed that I've been really late uploading these. I've just been really busy, so I think I'll just start uploading, well, I'll finish off uploading on Saturdays. This is the second last episode of the series. Next week I'm going to get all the original members of my Discord and stuff together, and we're just going to sit and talk, and reminisce about the past year. This episode is all about Wastelanders. I'm joined by Price, Convict, and Styx. And yeah, it's a pretty awesome episode. You're probably wondering what's going on behind me, but all will be revealed. But yeah, enjoy the episode and roll the intro. Alright, so here we are, and we're talking Wastelanders. So basically, first half, just want to kind of talk about Wastelanders, what we know already, what the devs have put out. And then go, the second half we'll kind of talk about what we expect, what we'd like to see, and just other things like that. So, to start off, I like to do our usual catch up, what have you been up to this week? And I know Stax probably got one hell of a story, but yeah, what have you guys been doing Fallout related this week?
Yeah, I got to meet Santa Claus, Santatron. Yeah, and we also went on like a little journey, but that's not the main topic that I want to talk about. You get to talk about that one.
Oh,
I love Santatron, man. I placed it and I sat there for a good 15 minutes just getting all of its voice lines, like adoring it.
Santatron is
like
some guy. He is quite the thing. What about the other guys?
Very sad.
What you all been doing?
I was trying to help my other character along with the quest as well, and getting my legs beaten in by ghouls.
Oh god, ghouls. Yeah, I'm sick of ghouls. They're frustrating. I can kind of see where the Free States were coming from, to be honest now, but that's another whole thing.
the risk of them turning.
What about you, Convict? You been doing much on Fallout?
With what free time, Craig?
Yeah.
In the 30 seconds before we started this podcast, I spent my time working on this shit for Cisco. Well, the good news is, after this, I have a month to do nothing but play Fallout, so that's the good news.
This is like, see, to be honest, you'll probably be glad Wastelanders didn't come out when it was meant to originally, because you probably wouldn't barely have got to play it.
Craig, what's going to happen is, I'm going to come back to classes, right? And the next day, Wastelanders will fucking drop.
Same thing for me, man.
It'll be January 13th that it drops. I guarantee it.
I didn't even know my freaking semester started.
So, we'll get started talking about Wastelanders. And to start, I think what we'll do is I'll quickly show the Wastelanders trailer, because that was really the sort of first info we got about it. And then after that, we'll kind of talk about the trailer a bit, and what we see, and what we saw. So yeah, we'll roll the trailer quickly.
It's been some time since Vault 76 opened its door. And we all discovered that Appalachia isn't quite what it used to be. We encountered a lot of things. Overcame a lot of things. I don't think any of us expected for people to actually come back.
Are you from that vault? Can you help us? We've traveled pretty far. Heard there's hope here in Appalachia. Folk rebuilding, fighting back. We'll fight too, right by your side. We've been everywhere and seen everything. And the one thing we've learned is this. You gotta claim the wasteland before it claims you. The question is, are you with us or with them?
Alright, so that was the trailer. So let's talk about the trailer a little bit. Things you liked about it, things you saw, what things you'd like to point out.
The power armor.
The power armor.
Daniel.
That's the thing, I've seen like 3 different versions, or 3 different types of power armor. I can't really tell which one is supposed to be the CIA armor, quote unquote.
Well, there's only one new armor in the trailer.
Okay, then I know which one it is, and never mind.
The one that we see, I've heard it called multiple things. I've heard some people call it the CIA, the Secret Service. I've heard it called the Rhino armor.
It's called.
Personally, I don't care what it's called. It looks badass as hell.
In the files, it's called the Secret Service power armor.
All I know is I'm gonna get it, and I'm gonna learn how to mod the hell out of it.
I hope it's like good though, but I don't want it to be like definitively
Instantly
better than all the
overpowered.
other. Yeah, I don't want it to be better than all the other power armors and make them pointless.
Don't make it overpowered, but at the same time, make it to the point where it actually has a comparable use.
Every power armor has its own like, little unique little bonus to it.
None of which are really that important.
Yeah, it's like there's nothing that puts it above
one to
anything
be
else.
swapped out at will with no noticeable differences.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, power armor. You see the bow in the trailer too. I was kind of just watching it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've got it kind of running on loop in the background on my laptop.
Daniel.
When we do that thing with creating new characters, I'm gonna make a character that I can adapt into being a bow user when Wastelanders comes out.
Just like use a crossbow, man.
Yeah, but if bows have their own perks, then it's gonna be a pain in the dick.
Likely going to be perception though for like.
True.
Damage. So you could just do
Like
like
a generic rifleman.
Yeah, just do like a generic rifle build with a crossbow. Because you can get some nice legendary crossbows, can't you?
I've got a quad one somewhere.
I
got a quad.
I think they might add more mods to the regular crossbow since they're modding the bow as well.
Yeah, you'll see. Maybe even dynamite. I mean, I'd like to see that.
Dynamite arrows.
I think just the general feeling of it is she does say like I never expected people to come back. It was different and everything because Vault 76 droids are not like this isn't 200 years of the war where everybody can tell you, oh, that's normal. Everything's like there's nobody out there to tell you what's going on. We figured it out ourselves, and now it's like people are coming back that know what's out there. Daniel, and his daughter, I guess, drawing on the porch.
Yeah.
And before they bring back the child killer perk.
A glimmer of hope.
So you've got Daniel and his daughter, Anchor Farm, which is funny enough where our camps mostly are. Is Anchor Farm.
I'm thought out in Aaronholt, the promised land that everyone abandoned. Traitors.
We found a better promised land.
Yeah, the cranberries aren't worth it.
You're still all traitors.
We're not traitors.
I found the best spot to build a camp. It's nice and flat.
Nice and flat.
And y'all abandoned it.
With a steel deposit.
Yeah.
Everybody placed their camp there.
And there's a power armor spawn spot off the way, so I can just get extra frames from building my 3000th suit of X01.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could single-handedly build enough power armor to equip a small army. Actually, medium-sized army.
Hell yeah.
So
You'll get that army.
You bring me an army and I will equip them.
Going deeper,
As long as they can pay.
Going deeper into the trailer after we've got Daniel and stuff. Is it Daniel? It is Daniel, isn't it? We get a scene. It's in the bog. It's a new location, and it looks. People are like, "Oh, look, raiders!" And it's like, if you look closely, that's not raiders. That's Mothman cultists.
Praise lamp.
Round about, I think it's about 43 seconds into the video. Yeah, they're fight. If you slow it right down, it's Mothman cultists are fighting.
There's a character panning for gold.
Yeah.
Or a specific type of mineral.
I feel like that was kind of a tease towards what's coming, but we'll get
At
to
about
that
a minute into the trailer.
Honestly, if that's a new mechanic, I'd be doing it all the time because I need gold for my speed demon.
You see that infamous weird like underground area that looks like it's got like I call them hot tubs, but that's basically the insta kill and the fissure sites and all those kaleidospores and that flag that people keep arguing is Chinese or Brotherhood of Steel. At about 105, you get a glimpse of the Wendigo Colossus.
So you've got the underground, Wendigo Colossus, and then at the end, you know, it's just kind of like the two different
You
factions
see all
facing
these
off.
people like facing off and looking at each other.
And it's kind of like a sort of distinct look between the two groups, obviously. You know, one
And
group's
then
all very
Yeah.
raidery, and
the
the
final
other group.
message they give. The final message they give that human NPCs return, a new main quest, choice and consequences, and new weapons and gear.
I want to know what they mean by that.
Which part?
Choice and consequences. Because
It means if you shoot little Jimmy in the face, his friends aren't gonna like that.
yeah, but the thing is, though, is that when it comes to choice and consequences in a multiplayer game, there's multiple ways that I've seen it done. I'm gonna bring up a different game for the moment where you can have team competitive choice building with factions like the For Honor and how, depending on what you decide to play as, you can have the clan wars and etc.
It's more going to be on a player basis, you know. Like, so, say for example, I decide to side with the Foundation, and let's say for example, there's you have to capture a location for the Foundation. It would then be claimed for, you know, it would be claimed for them and not the Raiders sort of thing.
Right. So it basically that's how the For Honor system as well works.
That's one of the main reasons I kind of want to play in Private Worlds when it releases. Is just because I feel like the consequences and the choices are going to be a bit more evident in your own private world. You know what I mean?
Probably.
Yeah.
Because like if we play it as a group of four, we're likely all going to go the same route. You know?
Right.
For the first playthrough, at least. I want to do both playthroughs.
Right.
But
See,
yeah,
the first playthrough we do is a kill everything playthrough. No one lives. The Appalachian is ours, motherfucker.
Oh no, my first playthrough is going to be like my detailed, immersive, like pay attention to the detail playthrough.
Yeah. That's
and then I'll probably do let's fuck shit up playthrough.
Yeah, legit, I want to see if there's one where I can just side with myself and myself only. I cleared Appalachia out. I killed the Scorchbeast Queen. Y'all can get out of here with your freeload and bullshit.
This is my land.
I claimed this entire state.
Daniel asked, "Can you help us?"
No.
Charisma 5.
I can help you get the fuck off my land.
How much you got? How good is that kid at mining?
Oh my god.
Can that kid fit in the gas mask?
So that's pretty much covered it for the trailer, but they did like was it PAX or it was one of the sort of, you know, game events basically recently. Was it QuakeCon maybe? Am I thinking?
It was a QuakeCon.
QuakeCon.
They showed off of
QuakeCon.
the weapon.
And they
talked about it a little
They
bit
talked about a lot of stuff, and we didn't get so much like screenshots of the game, but we did get like concept art and stuff. So like one of the first ones, and I'll make these pop up as we sort of talk about them. The first one we got was, I guess, the floaters. So let's talk about the floaters a little bit.
I never played Fallout 2.
Oh goodness!
I'm only familiar with Fallout 1.
Their original kind of like concept was involving the Master. Which, I mean, 2102 was when the Master fell into the FEV pit. But I don't think they're going to include that. But it's from Flatworms. I remember from you, Craig. But I know that Master got bored. He kept just experimenting with different things originally. But they're going to change the lore for that. But he eventually just came to see that Flatworms had not mutated that much. So he was like, well, what happens if you expose them to FEV? Since they're so resistant. And then they turn into other things.
Fucking floaters. Yeah.
God, dude.
That's so nasty.
They're terrifying for creatures, man. And I like to see them come back. They're bringing back stuff that people who have played these games have not seen.
But there's got to be like the nail in the coffin that lets it happen. I don't think that they wouldn't just migrate into a specific area.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's just FEV.
West Tech. Somebody tries to break in the West Tech and breaks one of the vats.
It is weird because I feel like they need to come from somewhere, you know, because like
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
They're coming from somewhere.
there's like the whole theory. People were saying, you know, like, oh, Vault 79 is going to be gold, or Vault 79 is going to be this. And one of the theories is Vault 79 is just full of all different government secrets in general.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Are we talking about Vault 79 or Vault 51 here?
Well, a lot.
Because 79,
Yeah.
they could come from 79, but I feel like that would just be a bit meh.
Yeah, you can't tell us that yet.
I mean, it would be interesting if 79 just like basically just a federal. Picture this: 79 was active long before the war, as a black site of the government, basically a spot for them to do whatever the fuck they want. You want to experiment with FEV? Go ahead. You want to see what happens if you give this guy this specific chemical? Go ahead. Make some highly dangerous experimental new tech like a Gauss weapon but miniaturized into a pistol or a Gauss minigun? Boom, do it here. I mean, think about it.
Yeah. I mean,
It would fit,
just
because
like,
Appalachia, West Virginia, is basically the government's testing ground. That's where they put their creepy hidden shit, like the Greenbrier Hotel,
So,
or White Spring, in our case.
On that note, you talked about Gauss minigun. That's one of the things they showed us at QuakeCon as well.
I'm looking forward to that fucker.
The new Gauss weapons, and also there's some sort of Gauss, looks like a Gauss rifle and a Gauss minigun. I don't know.
yeah, it's a new thing.
Yeah, I can't tell if it's supposed to be a semi-auto or an auto Gauss rifle, or if it's supposed
I think
to be
it's going to be a shotgun, because we already have a Gauss rifle, technically.
That's true.
It could be modifiable, like the Las rifle.
It's just if we have the minigun, that's supposed to take over the concept of there being an automatic weapon.
Well,
then we
that
have a
takes the heavy
pistol.
slot. That takes the heavy slot.
Yeah, it takes the heavy slot. Then we already have basically the non-automatic one that we have in the game. There's the regular Gauss rifle. I just don't see it being an assault rifle.
Yeah,
more of a shotgun.
It does look like a combat shotgun sort of thing.
Yeah, it looks like a combat shotty, but you gotta remember, in game, the combat shotty and the combat rifle are just a slightly modified versions of the same platform.
Combat rifle's derivative of
I know,
combat
it's just we've already
shotgun.
got a Gauss rifle, and I doubt they'd put an automatic Gauss rifle in.
I mean,
I'd
it
like
would
to
make
see
sense
that
to,
as a
because otherwise they're
configuration.
leaving 4 out of 5 of the combat classes just... Well, they're covering 4 of the 5 combat classes, leaving 1 to just get the middle finger.
I mean, it's not the end of the world. There's...
Yeah.
I think
No, but at the
I'd
same
like to
time,
see
it's gonna make
some
it need
stuff.
salty players, and they don't need salty players.
I'm thinking they just need to like make it. There's so many commando things out there. I'd like to see them add some configurations to make it automatic. I
That'd be
mean,
nice.
I'm looking at the weapons right now too. And it's just like I've never seen
like,
any of these weapons in a Fallout.
My question is, the bottom of that rifle, is that a magazine, or is that a battery? Because if that's a magazine...
Yeah, it looks like
then-
a magazine, like kind of like just an EC pack, you know.
Yeah.
Because it looks like a
Same thing
box
with that
mag.
minigun. Do you see
You're
that?
not going to use a box mag on a shoddy.
See that minigun, like how that looks? You know how it's like a cylinder, a weird tank, kind of like.
Yeah.
Yeah, because on the right
probably
side of the
gonna be
minigun, the coils, so it's either that main cylinder is either the ammo spot, or in the back left of the minigun, back right from our angle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That
think
looks
it
like
just
that
might
looks like a
be-
detachable magazine, maybe.
I think it might just be like an unhook, take off the red bit, put another red bit in.
Yeah. So the other weapons they showed us at QuakeCon were new plasma weapons, and it's got me kind of excited because one of them's the plasma caster.
Pyong.
Yeah, the old one came out.
See, I'm not looking forward to the plasma caster so much as I'm looking forward to the plasma defender.
I'm like,
Is
I like
that what
all
that
these.
that sort of SMG thing is? Is that the defender?
No, that's the Gauss pistol.
Is that a Ghost pistol?
Yeah, because the top right is the Gauss pistol from the early Fallout games.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you see that minuscule freaking thing out there? That freaking.
So it is.
never
That really
talk
tiny
about
shit
that
right
ever
there. You're
again.
gonna zoom in on for the audience.
Ghost pistol could be nice, man.
Honestly, that's gonna be my new backup. My plan is with my
It looks
characters.
so cool. Like,
My heavy character is getting a Gauss minigun, obviously. There's no doubt in my mind about that. And this character is probably getting a Gauss pistol and a plasma defender if they add that, because I need a plasma defender. God damn it! I need a pistol that's not ridiculous.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
'Cause, just take a look at the pistol behind stacks. I mean, that's a bit much for 10 mil.
I like the 10 mil.
Oh,
Like, it's
if
alright, but it's a bit bulky.
we could use that, like, you know, like with all those attachments on it, it doesn't. But when you put like the best attachments on it, it gets like way too big. It looks like a hand cannon.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like it for it to get a buff, but I'm not gonna be picky for it.
Like, that's why I want a Plasma Defender, because it's a nice compact pistol that does a fuck ton of damage. I mean, you could use that. You could pick one of those up in New Vegas and just power through the whole game with it.
I love the Gauss pistol. I can't wait to use that.
Honestly,
I like to see if the shotgun is going to be any good.
Yeah,
Or shotgun assault, whatever that is.
because I think it might be just configuration, like you normally do.
So we've talked about the trailer, we talked about QuakeCon, and then the sort of more recent news, you know, sort of confirmed stuff that we've got is, you know, talking about we've got some information about some factions. So basically things we've got, I think they're going to be called the Scabbers, I'm assuming. Raiders, Scabbers, I don't know what you want to call them.
Yeah, you're just gonna think about General Raiders, like what we think about them so far, like the space station. You got the cult and then you got the Foundation, more than likely.
Yeah, the Foundation, which is kind of more like the sort of settler, sort of neutral.
I still hate that they're called the Foundation, because the only thing I think of when anyone says that is the SCP Foundation.
That's what caused the Wendigo collapse.
Yeah, they gave us a little bit of info, and then they
They're
shared,
put out here to contain the peanut.
they shared a bunch of screenshots. So the first one, I guess, we'll kind of go over. We'll just go over these sort of quickly, just to sort of recap, because we've shown them off before in other videos. You know, so you've got like the one of the Vault Dweller walking into the Watoga Civic Centre. If you look on the right, you can actually see the armour I'm wearing, which is the Caravan Trader one. I was really happy about that. Then we've got next ones, which is, you know, you've got Duchess, is her name, isn't it? Duchess Mott.
Yeah, the Duchess of Welch.
Yeah, I don't think Dutch is gonna like me, because I've stolen her stash so many
You see
times.
her ghoul buddy Mort in the back, her assistant.
Yeah,
I'm interested to see what her storyline brings.
They gave us like a nice screenshot of him recently, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
It's a new one.
It was on the inside the vault.
I'm interested to learn about this story. I would really like to see it be like a really heartfelt, like you're my partner, like you're not a monster type thing. You know?
Yeah.
Like he's like just the perfect freaking sidekick. I would like to see Mort play a big part in Wastelanders with the Duchess.
I can see that.
Like a side mission, but you care about it.
That's another thing I'm hoping for a lot. And, we'll talk about this as I sort of cycle through the screenshots in the background. But, you know, I'm hoping, you know, we'll get more sort of side quests, more. So we're not just. I don't want just a main plot that I can play through in a day and then be like, alright, that was the main story, and that's it. You know?
Yeah. Something to feel. Like the thing with Fallout and characters is they make you feel. You hear the story of a character, like going back to New Vegas. You got Boone, McCready, and 4. You got all the characters in 4 that just give you some kind of like feelings for how they are.
And Fallout 4, I feel like Fallout 4 did
like why they are.
Fallout 4 did a really good job of like acknowledging all the other Fallout games. Right when you you know, it was heavily tied to the events of Fallout 3. There was even a couple nods to New Vegas and stuff. So, Fallout 4 is probably one of the better Fallouts, and I know that's probably something for a different video, but, you know, Fallout 4 is a great game, and it's set the foundation for 76, which is a game that we've all spent the past year probably too much time playing.
Hey, I haven't hit 1,000 yet.
I've not hit 1,000 yet. I think I'm pretty damn close.
Let me check.
Oh yeah, let me check. Let me just see.
I can't check because I'm recording, but I will check later.
I mean, we're thinking.
Flash it up on screen later.
I mean, the thing with Fallout is testament
888.
They give you these times to think about it, where you're like, oh man, that's the reason why that character is the way they are, you know? Like, if I'm talking about a Fallout 4 character, even like, you think about Piper, like, if you pay attention, she says that her dad died because she uncovered. Dude, Captain, don't you talk about my favorite painting? No, she talks about how her dad died for uncovering a plot. And then she became a journalist, and she kept doing it because she knows it's better to tell hurtful truth than it is to give sweet little lies.
Tell me lies, sweet little lies.
I mean, like, they've all got their own, like, things to them. Make you feel.
The feels. Make you feel those feels. So the last thing I want to talk about for the first half before we stop for the Inside the Vault segment is something me and Stax did yesterday that happened with the recent update.
Oh, yes, a quick little adventure.
So basically, you've heard us probably talk about before, you know, there was talk about like a sort of pre-quest for Wastelanders, and it finally dropped. And yesterday, me and Stax kind of caught onto the trail, and we burned through it really quickly. And yeah, we found Vault 79.
Yeah, we did it pretty. Well, we burned through it, but we
I
didn't.
mean,
I
you
don't
did
think we
more than
did it
just
like we didn't
fine.
rush to it. You know, we explored, we looked at it, and we actually like kind of put it all down. You know, we didn't look at a guide. We kind of like figured ourselves out. We kind of got a little bit of help, just kind of like looking around.
Yeah, there was that.
Like inevitable time-saving help.
Probably give a shout out to, I think it was is it DSJ or something?
DSJ.
Yeah, he was a guy.
Fallout 76 Filthy Casuals.
Yeah, so basically credit to Filthy Casuals for the help as well, because we posted it to Reddit, and I'll put a link. But yeah, it was pretty cool. I think we were probably some of the first people to find it, if not the first. And yeah, we got into the vault, and I'll put some screenshots up. Basically, you know, you assembled the clues, and you put it up on the board of the Grafton Pawn Shop. Then you get a bunch of code words, which, you know, tell you where to go to find map fragments. And once you get all the map fragments, basically gives you a code to get to Vault 79, and it's really satisfying, honestly.
Yeah, it's really good.
I wonder.
You get to the cavern in front of the door. You get to see the door. You know, that's something that we haven't really gotten to see yet. Yeah, I mean, if you watch that video and everything, you see there's a cavern and all that. But getting to walk in there, getting to see the person, we don't know who it is yet.
Yeah, so quick spoiler warning if you want to find out for yourself. Skip maybe about 5 minutes ahead. But so yeah, basically once you get inside the vault, there's a skeleton, and you can inspect the skeleton. And when you inspect it, it basically tells you, you know, this what is it again? Something like, you can tell it's a female.
Yeah, it's a female. It's fracture at the base of the skull and gunpowder residue surrounding it.
She got dome-skied.
She got getting boinked.
Yeah. So basically, yeah, there's a skeleton at the bottom of the vault, and convicts just standing up.
Beating myself.
And I think the general consensus by people on Reddit is that it's is it Flavia, whatever their name is?
Flavia, yeah, the Grafton Pawn Shop owner.
The owner of the pawn shop, yeah. Basically, it's her skeleton, and she did find the vault in the end, but it cost her her life. There's not really much
she
lore.
found the treasure.
There's not much lore about the vault. I think there's just really the one terminal inside the vault. It's our entranceway itself, but it kind of doesn't really give away much.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's just one of those things where you get that. Oh man, I just saw the door to Vault 79. You know, it's like one of those things. It's a quest. I haven't even read all the evidence yet, but it's all been data mined anyway from before. But it's good to see it all be connected on that one board. Yeah.
Yes, I kind of wish, and I said this earlier, but I kind of wish the boards it was a thing that you set up in your camp. It would have just been so much more like fun. They could have did a lot more things with it, you know, like add a plan for the blacklight into the game, shit like that.
You don't want to put that in my camp.
I would love to have, like, imagine, you know, they went back and did like a lot of like rewards that were tied to like quest lines. So, you know, like the Van Lowe quest line, you could have like your own little mini Sheepscotch conspiracy board, and you could have your Vault 79, you know, and you could have like your own little sort of quest room almost.
Display notes.
Yeah.
See, I've always like be able to like display stuff and like you actually view and inspect it.
Give us like a note board, you know, and we can assign notes to it. That'd be amazing.
Especially you have been insulted.
All the different insults you've been given. Yeah. But that pretty much covers basically all the information we really have about Wastelanders at the moment. Like, there's not really much known. Who knows? We're about to stop and talk about the Inside the Vault, which is getting recorded tomorrow, so hopefully it's a good Inside the Vault. But, I mean, who knows? We might actually have more info in this next segment about Wastelanders. Who knows? But yeah, we'll stop
here.
Well,
the good news is, I might actually make it to the next Inside the Vault that we record.
Nice. Tomorrow.
First and probably last I'll make it to.
Yeah, on that note, actually, before we go any further, This is the second last episode, which means next week I'm going to try and get all kind of like the main people that have been on, and just we can all sit and
Edmund gang.
yeah, and just sit and reminisce about the past year, and you know how we all sort of came to know each other and play the game, and how the game's changed over the year. It'll be a nice little episode, but yeah, we will stop for the Inside the Vault segment, so we will be right back, and when we come back, we're going to talk about, you know, our thoughts on Wastelanders and what's going to be in it. Alright, so Inside the Vault segment, not a lot to go over this week, just got the free trial and double XP, which happened over the weekend. We're a bit late doing this recording, so not really much to talk about there because we kind of missed it. Cosmetic rewards for Twitch are pretty nice. Combat shotgun, got the sleeping bags. I don't have Twitch Prime, well I didn't have Twitch Prime, but Robin, my girlfriend, she has Amazon Prime, so I just kind of connected the two. It was good. Didn't have to pay for Prime. Do you have Prime?
No, I don't have Prime. I'll plan on getting it more than likely. Just for what it was.
Other than that, the only other really new thing you can really consider now is the seasonal event. You know, getting your presents and stuff. I've heard the large gifts. The only one that gives you like the rare plans, I heard. I don't know about that.
Yeah, the Santa Crash and the Icicle Lights are the only like large exclusive. There's a few things that are you're probably more than likely to get it from the medium or the small. You know.
There is a spreadsheet floating around that tells you all the drop chances, I'm sure.
Yeah. I don't know. Definitely people who data mine all the time. Like, hop on that real quickly. Find out what you can get and why and how you can get it.
Yeah. The little thing about the holiday of the Christmas Scorched event, it's been extended to December 31st, which was funny because was that not someone posted in Reddit saying that and it got like gold and upvoted and shit?
Yes. It was originally, you know, the Santatron would stop giving us presents. Or no, it would. So we could not retrieve the Santatron if you hadn't already by the 31st. And he was like, well, maybe you should have it until the 31st for everything. Kind of changed the holiday event in general.
Because not everyone's going to be able to play like now.
A lot.
A lot of people, like retail workers and the likes, are going to be working more just now than they would normally. You know. Yeah. Along with that, you've got obviously the Halloween stuff back because they fucked up last hit. Well, they didn't fuck up. They just weren't very clear on how it ended or in what time it ended.
Yeah.
They didn't tell us it was what it was supposed to be. Everyone thought it was going to be like midnight for like.
Yeah, everybody thought it was going to be 12 p.m. the next day or 11 p.m. like the normal updates, but it turned out to be.
UK
I think they used a different time zone. I think they screwed up.
Yeah, they used my time zone, I'm sure. It's kind of fucked up. So that's on. You can get the Halloween stuff until tomorrow, I think. Yeah, it's tomorrow. It ends.
I think so, it is.
7 p.m. Eastern time. I've not really bothered myself. I got them all.
I'm not even getting the Jack-o'-lantern combat armor. At the beginning, I was like, "Oh man, I gotta get it. I'm probably not gonna get the skeleton," but now it's like,
doesn't look that great.
So I had another game. I had 2 other games that got big updates last week, or this week, and I wanted to play them.
Yeah. And then after that, obviously, the next day, on Tuesday, we'll probably get an App Store update with more Christmas stuff. I'm hoping to see that.
Oh yeah, more Christmas stuff, and maybe even a surprise drop.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
I've been wanting a brick fireplace for a while. Adam Shop update's gonna be it in this one, ironically.
I'll be honest, you know, one of the things I was really holding out for in the App Store for Christmas was a log cabin building set. Imagine how nice that would be. That would have been a really nice Christmas edition.
Like Lincoln logs.
And like they could even like had a rooftop that was like covered in snow just for effect, you know, that sort of thing. Or a snow machine. Just different things like that, you know. Make it more interesting. Yeah, the Christmas event starts tomorrow, or not tomorrow, Tuesday. But other than that, yeah, that's about it. In fact, before we actually, I'm pretty sure I've got the Zach's transmission up, because the rewards for Nuclear Winter are actually really good for the Christmas event, and I really want them. It's like that shitty little Christmas tree and like the presents and stuff. Yeah. That's about it for the Inside the Vault in recent news, really. It's been a quiet week. We'll probably get more next week before they finish up for the Christmas holidays. Next week's our last episode, so I'm hoping we've got a decent Inside the Vault for the last episode, but who knows. Yeah.
Yeah, I know how it was. Yep.
Back to the normal show. Alright, so hopefully the Inside the Vault was good. We'll find out tomorrow, I guess. But we're back, and now we're just good. I just kind of want everyone's ideas for Wastelanders, you know, kind of what you're looking forward to, what you think will come, your theories, that sort of thing.
You call me crazy, but I don't think everything's gonna come out of Vault 79.
Alright, so expand a bit on that for me.
I feel like Vault 79 is really a big part of the story. Like, it's gonna be the treasure of Appalachia. I still think though there are gonna be like a lot of side quests and kind of like a semi-main quest, considering
Like
the Foundation and the Raiders. Considering Foundation and Raiders, I'm kind of wondering what the Foundation is, because we've already talked about like how it's kind of like how Vault 76 was, where it was like they're just the foundation of a new America.
See, the Foundation's out here trying to contain this really angry statue that likes to break people's necks.
And then, like, we're wondering if, like, another faction will come in, like an old faction, like Responders, and we'll just sneak in there, like, oh, howdy. You know, we're back.
Hey, it's Melody Larkin here.
Melody Larkin, dispatch.
Yeah. Just,
Melody's here telling you to avoid the church.
We're gonna see stuff in the forest. I think Point Pleasant's going to get some Mothman cult love, and then you're going to see Kanawha County Cemetery get some interloper cult, like like Lovecraftian cult love.
Ghetto Cthulhu.
Somewhere near Vault 76 turns into Duchess's little the Wayward. You're going to see places just pop up everywhere. People, life. Anchor Farm's gonna have a nice little family there, or three.
Yeah, we're gonna have a little ranch farm.
Ranch.
Little ranch.
Bighorners. Rams on a what?
Ranch.
Talking about
Bad, no, bad.
Talking about ranches and stuff, it'd be nice to have like pack Brahmin companions and stuff.
Oh,
You mean like the one they were gonna have in New Vegas?
That'd be cool.
Yeah, like a pack ramen.
But traders.
So they're
actually
gonna have one in New
traders.
Vegas that wouldn't fight and it would just help you hold your shit.
I'm gonna start running a freaking herd.
Every time I think about that, I just think about Deathclaws in that game and how that wouldn't fucking work. I'm sorry.
Well, it was programmed to run away anytime someone came after it. It wasn't programmed to fight.
You're just walking along with your freaking Brahmin companion, and all of a sudden
You see I want to give you a hug. Give me a hug.
It scoops it up. It doesn't kill it. It just scoops it up.
It runs off.
And carries it like a football. Carries it like a toddler carrying a football. Yeah, I want to see companions too. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't want it to just be one dog, because people are just gonna be running like, oh god, it's dog meat. Oh god, yeah, it's the same freaking German Shepherd or Belgian Malloy or yeah, like people are just gonna be running around like, oh god, it's my dog and my dog alone, and everybody else is behind them like, excuse me.
I have the same dog.
I have the same exact dog. Yeah. I want to see more companions that strike our fancy than just a dog or something, you know?
Well, I always feel like it'd be really cool, if we could have all different types of companions. So say the four of us are playing, and we're like, right, we're gonna go do this quest. So, it's like, what companions do we want to take? So say I go, right, okay, I'll take a pack Brahmin, so we've got more carry weight. Someone else.
Ooh, I like that.
So like it's almost like having a perk that's kind of shared with your team. So like, you could maybe get like a robot to protect us, or like a human companion or a dog. So you've got us four plus the four extra things we decide to have to boost our group.
Just thinking of a freaking Wendigo Colossus named Wendy.
Steve the Bull Rat.
That's the thing. I think I don't think they would do named companions. It would be more like utility-esque companions. Like they'll probably have unnamed or Tommy or John, and it's like, oh yeah, he's a sniper or an assault character,
well,
but
actually,
he's not like important to the story.
I'm pretty sure they've already confirmed there is going to be companions that you can romance, and they will come back to your camp and like join you on certain quests.
A flatwoods monster, and outside of its suit, the little legs and everything.
His little baby legs.
You gotta send that screenshot onto the freaking video.
I love that so much.
It's amazing.
Baby legs and regular legs.
It's walking on its arms like a freaking monkey, like a freaking chimpanzee.
I'm kind of hoping that, well, overall balance. I would like to just see it feel more like a Fallout game.
Yeah,
the pacing. I think it's down to the pacing. Fallout 76 feels a lot more accelerated. It seems to be going a lot faster. The combat doesn't. I feel like in Fallout 4 there was a lot more tactics to it, but that might be down to human NPCs, because the Scorch kind of use cover. But
it's just really. I would prefer if there's a difference between a bullet sponge enemy that does different attacks versus charred ghouls that just keep repeatedly throwing themselves at you and slapping the shit out of you until you're dead.
Yeah.
And then when you shoot them, they say, "Oh God, I'm shot." Instead of like making guttural noises.
It's like you actually shot me, and then they just keep going back. Like
they shot me.
He's like, you actually pulled the trigger, and then they just go back to slapping the shit out of you. But just an overall like good weapon balance thing. Like I don't like the whole bullet sponge enemies in a way, just especially with ghouls.
Yeah. I feel like with ghouls, they should be more zombie-like. A bit weaker, but like if they're in great numbers, you're kind of screwed.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, humans. Okay, if they don't balance out any of the enemy's health, where's the good midway point for humans? Are we thinking like harder than like the ghouls, but not so spammy, but they're like a basic human outside of power armor is like a little bit easier to fight than like a max level super mutant, but in power armor that's like the prime creature to fight, or prime like humanoid creature to fight.
I feel like a normal human NPC should range anywhere between scorched levels and maybe sort of mid-level super mutant levels. And then when we're talking about power armor users, they should be sort of mid-level to sort of, super mutant warlord, like level 68 levels.
Yeah,
I think I would overall like to see...
Point. Don't make them by themselves, you gotta compare them.
I would just like to see an overall balance to weapons as well, because it's gotten to the point where it's the meta. This game has a meta now, because it's a multiplayer game, and if you think about it, well, not technically every Fallout game has a meta, but if you pick a weapon in Fallout, you could technically rock with it and stick with it in an old Fallout. With this game, it's always, I want this gun with these legendary mods, and I'm going to use this armor with these perks.
Oh, especially, I think that comes with like the gaps between content, and I'm not usually somebody like complain about it, but it gets to a point where it's like, man, I really want this. It's like I'm gonna work to get it. I think if I pay Cat Sword, I'm gonna be able to ask for a Junkie's faster fire rate fix, which I have.
With Wastelanders, I think I'm going to be less inclined to use the likes of legendary weapons and stuff because I'm not going to feel like I'm behind anyone. You know, like when you're playing when you're playing in like a public lobby, you feel like you're at a disadvantage if you've not got like a decent loadout. You know,
Exactly.
Yeah.
like if you're not up to date with what the current build is or the current meta, you're kind of at a disadvantage. And I kind of hate that. That's my one pet peeve about this game. Is it doesn't feel like a Fallout game. I don't feel like in Fallout 4 I would get Righteous Authority and just rock that shit the whole game because it was such a nice rifle.
Yes. Yeah, it has a good legendary effect on it. Like that's my plan for Wastelanders. I'm working on that assault character. I'm just gonna get him to level 50, and then I don't really want to make a new character and then have to go through the whole concept of leveling it up because it's really slow. I want to get straight into the new content as quick as basically as quick as possible. I'll have a new fresh character to start off with, and of course I have my main character, but that's off to the side. I'll do that on my own on another playthrough. But just have my assault rifle character. I'm not going to use two-shot explosive weapons. I have a nice rifle that I got earlier that I'm probably going to use and rock out with, and just roll with that for the game.
Yeah, I'll probably. I think if anything, I might just use. I know I said not much. Don't use many legendaries, but I've been using a 1-star 2-shot handmade, and it's nice. It's not overpowered. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It just gives it.
It doesn't have explosives on it.
It gives it a nice little sort of damage boost when it.
Yeah, I
Right.
think a weapon that I got just today, like a Junkie's 9% reduced for 10 mils SMG. I might use that the entire time. It doesn't get too high up, even when I've got my full build, but it's a good weapon.
Because I know there's also going to be enemies that are designed specifically for higher level players, so I don't want to beat
Right.
too much.
I think it should be a high level, It should be a thing that's a little harder than the main Scorch plotline. Yeah, you better be level 50.
Really, it should scale with players because when you
Yeah.
look at it this way, a player that joins just when Wastelanders starts isn't going to be as experienced and well equipped as a player that's been playing since November last year.
Oh yeah, I think that it should be scaled. I'm talking about just the story content we're talking.
It's just, of course, it's going to be scaled to your character's level. It's just on the concept of how enemies work. I just would prefer to see it. Like for instance, you said, if it's a zombie, it should take more damage or take less damage, but they'll be deadlier in the groups, and that would work perfectly in areas like the burrows or the Capitol building. But just have it feel right. There's a specific thing where it even felt like that in Fallout 4. Like if you're fighting two ghouls that are coming at you really slowly, they're easy to take down. But if you're fighting 17 of them, they keep running into you, jumping, dodging your bullets. They trip, fall over their own feet, and then you're trying to pick your shots carefully. Yeah, they stagger you.
It's
like that. But in this game, with the ghouls, it's simply they slap the shit out of you, and they're absorbing all of the damage that they shouldn't be taking that much of, and then you're dead in a couple hits from multiple of them, and then you're like, you took down one, and two more come out of the corner. You're like, oh god.
It's weird though, because sometimes I feel like they don't do any damage, and then other times I feel like they do ridiculous amounts of damage.
Yeah.
It's strange.
Most definitely, it feels that way.
It's just the stagger that gets you. It's just you're slowed. I'm like, whoa.
I don't know if
what's going on?
I don't know if it's maybe dependent on server lag and stuff. So those times where it feels like they're not really doing any damage because they aren't really because of the desync. I don't know. It could be something like that.
But just I just like to play something that it feels more
traditional.
I have to traditional. I have to put in the kind of strategy to kill something than to just sit there and just spray the damn thing down until it's dead, and hopefully not have it land a hit on me.
I think, a good way of me explaining kind of what I miss about Fallout is an example from when I played Fallout 4 recently. So yeah, I was doing the quest where you help that first settlement, and they're like, hey, can you go to the Corvega plant and kill these raiders? I was like, right, that sounds cool, right, I'll do this shit. And by this point, I'd already I kind of went and done other shit before I came and started doing Minutemen stuff, so I had McCready with me. And I remembered, I stopped outside, and it's just, I missed that whole, scouting out location, figuring out, okay, how am I going to do this? And I've definitely got over, 1,000, 2,000 hours in Fallout 4 between.
I like that
console
because
PC.
that brings up something with the playthrough I was starting. It was I wasn't doing it for a settlement. I was just going around. I was like, all right, I might as well just go to Corvega and see if I can get the I can't remember what the bobblehead is at the top of it. I was like, all right, let me try to get that. So I didn't know this, but there's like a red pipe that's like a couple. I'm like a mile outside of the Corvega plant, and if you go through that,
It takes you into
the
basement.
raiders set up like a turret that would kill ghouls that try to sneak into the Corvega plant that way. So then you're actually just like, oh, it's like the secret tunnel in the back of a castle that you'll just break in through and like, hey, I'm behind enemy lines.
It's funny
And
because
then-
that's literally where I was going to go with my story there. Because of all my thousands of hours in Fallout 4, I'd never found that entrance into Corvega. And I was like, you know
Right,
what, I'm going
yeah.
to take my time. Because I was playing on survival mode as well, so I was kind of like, right, I should really think about how I'm going to do this. And my god, like, it made, like, I took my time and I snuck in. And I won't lie, I used mods to give myself some certain perks, because I felt like, you know the perk that lets you, like, hold people up? Like,
I didn't even know there was a perk.
Yeah, maximum charisma. There's a surrender perk. You can actually point your gun at enemies lower level than you and they'll put their hands up and shit. But I always felt like that should be something that's in the game sort of early unlock, you know, because it makes sense. I mean, why should I have to wait till like I'm level 10 charisma to be able to go, hey, put your hands up?
Yeah.
But I had that perk because I'd used mods obviously, and I pushed in, and I just remember the first guard I saw was just like, hey, put your hands up, and he was like, whoa, don't shoot. And I was like, fuck yeah, and so I was like, wait, McCready, you stay here with this fucking guy, because I like to play immersively, you know. I was like, I'm not going to leave this raider unwatched, and I just snuck him out, and then I spent the rest of a good hour maybe sneaking through Corvega, avoiding traps, picking guards off quietly, and it was just really satisfying. And I think that's really what I miss from Fallout game. Fallout is 76 doesn't have that. There is no AI that will patrol an area and have conversations and notice if their friend
It's-
just got killed. You know what I mean? It's
Like, oh. Yeah, it's always, oh, you'll kill it, and then if they see you or sense you, they're like, all right, get him, go, charge on, full strength, take his legs. They'll
Yeah,
follow you and everything.
like feeling, you know. It's got the touch of a Fallout game, the tender touch.
I just overall with Wastelanders, I would like to see another form of like a weapon balance type thing, where if I wanted to be like a character that's like, hey, I want to use pistols in a way, I should be able to make a pistol class, and I should be able to be at like somewhat successful at a high level using pistols, as I would be as to making a dedicated class using a different type of weapon.
yeah.
If you get what I'm saying with that. And like, there's so many weapons in the game that are really cool looking and would be incredibly fun to use, but they don't really seem to put that much out at a higher level unless it's modded, unless it has like the right legendary perks for it. Like, oh, if you have the perks and everything to make it stronger, it could be strong, but then of course legendary perks kind of cap it off and make it better, and it would just kind of give it more, it gives it more like just more strength.
I get you.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I think we can all kind of agree that's kind of what, and I think that's generally the community's feeling was 76 didn't feel like a Fallout game because there wasn't those people to interact with. And yeah, I can feel them on that, but I also kind of I like the direction they went with 76. You know, it's telling a story. It's not just as simple as you're in this world. Here's some raiders. Here's some bad guys. Go kill them. It's kind of like, hey, there's no one left alive. You're on your own.
But before 76 even came out, I would always have that thought with friends, other friends like playing. Were like, oh, okay, so if there were to ever be a multiplayer Fallout, because there was one earlier in the 90s that got canceled, like, what would it be like? And then we were talking about, hopefully it doesn't end up to be like the Elder Scrolls Online. We'd always compare it to that, because that's like the only Bethesda-esque game that has an online version of it, like a separate like universe. And we were always like, oh, maybe VATS would be more of a buff to your character for a limited amount of time, since it can't slow down time for everyone else. And instead it was, it was real time. And I was like, oh, that's pretty interesting. But it's just really interesting to think about it.
Well, like how we didn't really know much about the game before its release, and it's kind of like everyone was speculating. Like some people thought it was
So,
just
like,
going to be
how
like
are
a
they already
straight
making
up,
a?
straight up
Everybody's
like
like, how are they
drop
already
in,
making
drop
a?
out, that sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody's like, how are we supposed? Like, before it was even announced that it was multiplayer, people were like, how is it supposed to be a? How are they already making another single-player Fallout game? It's crazy.
Moving back onto Wastelanders. So I'm going to go around each of you, and I kind of just want to get, what you're looking forward to the most about Wastelanders. So start with maybe, I'm assuming Convict's here, he's been kind of quiet, but we'll maybe start with Convict. Yeah, okay, I think Convict's dead.
Captain?
Oh, I'm here. Yes. I'm not dead.
Okay, so what's the thing you're looking forward to about Wastelanders the most?
There we go.
Personally, I would like to see all the new weapons that are coming. I'm personally hoping that there's more weapons besides what they've told us with the Gauss tree and the plasma caster and the bow and arrow. And dynamite, I always would like for there to be a little bit more, and not have it be like, just more of like the stuff that would be nice to see, that you can like make classes around and stuff, and like go with your character if it's a heavy build, like a character building, etc. Not like, this random melee weapon that you'll probably never use again once you find it, like a board or so.
I'd like a laser musket.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Laser musket. Yeah.
People call it retcons, and man, it could just be the history is wrong. I know. I want to see just like, oh, well, howdy. You can make a laser musket. Looking at it, I think anybody could if they thought too hard about it. Exactly. It's a crank gun. We've already got crank guns in the game.
Laser Gatling musket.
So, what you kind of looking forward to the most about Wastelanders 6?
I think you kind of brought something up that kind of made me think about it more than just the main quest. I want some fluff. I want some, not really, I don't want to say fluff because people take that in the bad light, but like meat to it, like not just that main quest I'm going to complete in about a day or two with all you guys, but side quests, Duchess of Well, more
potatoes,
paths that I can take. Like the cult probably won't be a part of the main story. It might just be a big quest line. Maybe there won't. Maybe there isn't. Huh? Like
repeatable quests like Fallout 4 had. So like the Brotherhood would send you out to find technology.
Yeah, even that. Like kind of stuff like
go here, intimidate some poor farmer.
Like go commandeer there.
Hey, fuckface, give me your corn.
Give me your corn, boy. Nah, I like not even just repeatable quests, but like we already have those with events and all that. When they pop up daily quests. I just like more of those, like, how the Grafton Mayor, it's not really an important quest, but he sends you around the entire Toxic Valley, like the Bureau of Tourism and like kind of like that, and you get to see more insight onto how he's running things here and how crazy he's been. And it's like, I want to see Duchess of Wells from the cult, the side quests and everything that make you care about him. Daniel might even just be like an introduction, but he tells you to go somewhere and clear out some raiders.
They did say that. I remember during the QuakeCon stream that they did, they were talking about how the different factions are their own thing, right? But they're not going to be necessarily tied to just the main story. They would also be more tied into random events as well, and how you can see them interacting with different things around the world, and you could choose whether or not you want to step in and help or walk away.
And I feel like that's going to be like I can imagine that already with like the Foundation trying to like fix up like old infrastructure and stuff like that. And you would come across them, say it like the old Watoga monorail, and they're like, hey, we're trying to get this monorail running. You want to help?
Yeah.
That'd be nice. Imagine seeing that elevator work.
Money?
The big monorail one. That'd be amazing. I'd love to see that thing in motion.
That'd be an interesting type of fast travel, but breaks off at specific pieces.
So we've heard from Stacks, we've heard from Price. Convict, what are you looking forward to the most about Wastelanders?
New items, weapons, armor, all that shite. I mean, how much time I spend on this game just tweaking out weapons, throwing it new planet, all that jazz.
Yeah.
So, the Gauss weapons alone I'm looking forward to, because as it is, we don't see much Gauss tech in the game aside from the Gauss rifle, which is, well, I mean, we all know how it works. Point, hold, squeeze, release.
On the subject of things like Gauss rifles and stuff, do you not think it would be kind of cool to see the shoulder-mounted Tesla cannon that's in the creation code for Fallout 4 come into this?
Yeah, the Tesla baton. Or, what is Tesla something?
The Tesla cannon. The shoulder-mounted Tesla cannon.
Yeah.
Or like the red glare.
Because that thing was built to be an anti-tank weapon, so I'd love to see that get some use.
What was the machine gun from the Lords of Road?
The SDM, the shoulder-mounted machine gun.
That was all amazing. Or you had...
That thing was a meme. Chambered in 10 mil.
Red glare that was like the multi-pod rocket launcher.
Yeah. Like, bring all that nice stuff back. Like, just... We're taking place, this is the prequel to Fallout 1, basically. Well, not a prequel to Fallout 1, but it takes place before Fallout 1. I just like to see more things weapon-wise that can relate to Fallout 1, which they're giving us. They've shown us that with the Gauss, it's not a plasma pistol, it's the Gauss pistol, right? Yes. And the plasma caster, and etc. Like, bring in more of that. I like that.
I want more...
I want to get the,
more outfits,
the
more
CS,
armor.
whatever it was, the sniper rifle.
Oh, the new one?
Yeah.
The old one. The one from, New Vegas 3.
Oh,
the
right,
yeah. The C something 501. Because I'd get the, Christine silencer rifle from the Big MT during, Old World Blues.
Yes.
And that thing was a fucking beast. Let me get something like that, modular, modded out. They had a mod for that in 4 that was absolutely amazing.
What was it? The Gobi Scout rifle?
Yeah, that model rifle.
That's another prime example. With I want to bring up Adam Shop for a quick minute. It's just the fact that I think that they could import looks of things from classic Fallouts into weaponry if they could try hard. It would be kind of difficult to do with some weapon skins, but if they could turn a bat into a wiffle bat, that's not really that big, but they could do it with different weapons and like just giving skins to different types of clothing, power armor, which we've seen, and etc. Just to make it look like the classic style.
So that's kind of like what you're most looking forward to. So I'm going to go around again. This time I want you to think about, what you'd like to see, what you expect, something that you think, this is going to happen. Well, not so much that it's going to happen, more just your idea of what, if you were sitting in the Bethesda office, they went, right, what should we do with Wastelanders? What you would do, So we'll start with Price again. So Price, if you could put anything in Wastelanders or you had input on Wastelanders, what would you do?
Not make the cult of... We don't know this so far because, of course, we don't have Wastelanders yet. But I would prefer them to not make the cult of the Mothman just the side villains that you're always going to have to run into or kill at some point. Make them like a legitimate faction that you could actually join.
Worship, man.
I want to worship the moth like you guys. Don't kill me.
I'll sign up.
Those crazy ass kooks were killing everybody they found.
Don't make it like I'm gonna bring up Fallout for the last time for this turn, like with before Far Harbor, the only peaceful cult of the Atom that you could run into was at the Glowing Sea, and that was it. Everything else, every time that you ever would run into them, they would always be hostile towards you and attack you. And especially with the Gunners as well, that's another faction that you couldn't really join them ever. They were just always, we're the mercenaries that are evil. You can't join them.
Yeah, I get you. So you kind of, what you would like to see is more of a, you're not locked out of a specific faction just because sort of thing.
Right, exactly. But that might have to happen in some cases. But it would be really great to see it not happen.
No, I get you. Alright, Stacks. What, if you could put anything in Wastelanders, what would it be?
Have anything, or what's definitely coming?
So, if you were sitting with, Todd Howard right now, for example, and he was like, alright, Stacks, we need something for Wastelanders. What have you got for me?
I want to see one major faction make a surprise return. Like something that would just blow somebody's mind. Like they just come back like, hey, thanks.
Well, shit.
Like you spawn in and you go to Morgantown Airport and there's just spawners running around like clearing out the place. And it's kind of like the Cambridge police station. They're like busted in there, like killing any like leftover scorched in there. Cause yeah, you assume that the NPCs aren't going to be clearing out these places.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how NPCs are if they do, because I'm still not convinced that there's going to be a lot of scorched around the NPCs.
No.
They're like, oh, the scorched won't be going anywhere in Wastelanders, and it's like, well, they did say there was going to basically be you could either play through the original Fallout story or you could play through the Wastelanders story straight away, which to me sounds like it will be separated in some form.
I hope so.
Because think about it. Say, for example, people move back into like Morgantown Airport. The impact of going to Morgantown Airport for the first time in the battle, not being able to see like the aftermath of the battle and stuff's gonna kind of ruin it. You feel me? You know, like
Yeah.
if Port Defiance all of a sudden had a bunch of Brotherhood occupying it, it would be kind of jarring. It'd be like, well, you know, fuck.
And on the flip side, they talk about how Appalachia's safe again. So if they say Appalachia's safe again, I take 5 feet and I'm ambushed by a Scorched beast and 100 goddamn Scorched. That's also going to be a bit jarring.
Yeah.
It'd be
like,
kind of...
Because we've seen...
Sorry, go ahead.
We've seen those people living in Watoga. Because there's already the screenshot from the Civic Centre. There's the picture of the underground parking garage. You've got the Mothman cultists in the bog. I just highly doubt those people would be in the bog with the Scorched still around.
Oh, and that also implies that they either did Mirror for a day themselves, or otherwise found a way to get the robots to just fuck off.
Well, if you look at the screenshot from the underground parking garage, I'm pretty sure you can see like impaled robots and stuff. So they might have just cleared a bunch out. Again, which is why I'm saying...
Watoga literally just makes infinite robots. That's the whole point of the city, so...
That's why I still
Probably
feel
found
like
some way to turn it off.
Wastelanders needs to separate the new plot from the current game, because like Mayor for the Day and stuff like that, like there is things in the game that you can't mix the stories, you know. I find it hard. Like I know I sound like I'm ranting, but like Top of the World. So say for example someone's doing the Top of the World quest line in the original plot, they're going to show up to Top of the World and there's going to be a bunch of raiders there, and then Rosa's going to be like, haha, all the raiders died, you need to go do this and get this signal broadcast, and it's like, wait, but who are these people then? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just saw like 10 guys downstairs. Wait, what the fuck are you talking about?
No one else is allowed to do this one thing. Yeah, there's like 30 people downstairs, bitch. What are you on about?
But I heard rumors there's going to be like an alternate start, basically, that people can choose to like pick up where Wastelanders starts. Now, someone will maybe just like time travel you into like ahead or something. I don't know.
30 years into...
I'd be like,
You hit the button and you immediately watch as the Pit Boy clock gets zoomed in, and you just watch a day flip over. October 24th.
I saw a really cool pitch on Reddit the other day, and it was a guy saying, what if the characters came from outside of Appalachia and found a dead vault dweller and picked up the Pit Boy? And that was kind of like how your story started in Appalachia.
That would be a good start.
Yeah.
You know, like the start of the game's the same sort of basic tutorial. It teaches you like the basics. It could maybe like you're like someone in a bunker somewhere, for example. It's like, hey, it's been a few years. Maybe I should leave. And you know, you leave the bunker and you get all the same sort of starter stuff, and then you find a dead vault dweller with a camp module and like a Pit Boy, and it's like, huh, I'm gonna take this. I'd like that actually. That'd be a lot of fun. I don't know, there's no other way you could really start the game. You know, it's like, if you try to do like a Vault Dweller, you would have to try and explain why they don't have any armor or weapons or stuff, you know?
We've talked about in recent, or in other podcasts, about how people were saying that Vault 79 was probably going to be was just filled with people.
Yeah.
The treasure of Appalachia, more people.
After doing that little questline thing, I'm not convinced it's civilians anymore. It's 100% going to be government, military shenanigans.
I'm going back to what I told you the first day we talked about it, Craig. It's plasma weapons and other shit. It's got to be guns of some kind.
It's gold, man. It's gold.
It's gold.
It's 100. Right. So basically, me and Stacks were talking about it with the dude on the Filthy Casuals Discord, and it was basically 79 is the number for gold on the periodic table. And then if you look at all the evidence, there was trucks that were severely overweight carrying mysterious shit into the vault.
But that doesn't necessarily mean gold. Because gold isn't that heavy.
Gold is
On the
pretty heavy. Man.
promotional images for Wastelanders before they show the trailers, you see vault dwellers inside.
You ever
Grabbing
played
bags of-
motherfucking Dead Money?
Well,
Nah,
Dead Money, they
heavy
wrote
gold
1 ounce.
bars
They wrote
are.
1 ounce on those bars, and they weighed 35 pounds.
Oh,
That is not an
God.
acceptable example.
Imagine it was some sort of raid and you had a time limit and could only that affected how much gold you got. You know what I mean?
Excavator
That's
power
exactly why I
armor,
refuse to
max
accept it as
strong
gold,
back.
because it doesn't make sense.
If it's a fucking
It's
raid,
gold.
I am gonna go on a warpath. I don't want a raid. I don't want.
Have one person be a pack mule.
I want.
Alright, load them up.
I don't mind it being instanced. Instanced is fine by me, but I don't want it to be a raid. Like don't want-
I can.
I want a traditional vault exploration experience.
Exactly, like 79, like, not 79. Whatever the fuck the one is with the raid is a pain in the ass because of that.
Yeah, like
I was
don't-
bringing up the whole. I brought it up before and we were talking about it on. I can't remember what podcast, but I was bringing up the Hobbit and how if Vault 79 is filled with gold, and the quote unquote CIA is in there as well, and whatever's been guarding it, the whole final quote unquote boss being a member of the CIA. Craig brought up that it could be some Frank Horrigan looking.
Frank Horrigan's distant cousin.
Oh no.
Yeah. we're just.
Oh good God.
There's a whole story behind that, but we won't go into it here.
That's exactly the reaction.
It's like smog and like holding off the gold.
I'm currently looking up every answer
But,
on
like,
Google right now.
It couldn't be just gold. Because if it's just gold, like, the federal government was stupid, but not that stupid. Because making a vault just for gold is dumb in its own way. Because you don't have no idea if it's actually going to retain its value after the
It's gonna
apocalypse.
be golden nukes. You're gonna be
Yeah,
watching
but you
the
still got to
single
back your
golden
you still
nuke.
got to back your
I
currency.
mean, yeah, I think NCR
Back it with
money
chunks of uranium.
historically,
Back
like
it with water.
uranium ores was more than gold. Nah, NCR backed their money with gold until the BOS came up and was like, "Oh, we're gonna distract your gold deposit."
Caps in the Commonwealth are backed with water.
Well, that's just the general sort of what it's backed with in general nowadays. It's backed with purified water, I'm pretty sure.
Like
That's
fiat
my
money.
point. It
at that
doesn't have to be
point.
gold because gold doesn't put food in your belly.
I know, but
People aren't
going to
accept that as much as they would in the past.
I don't think the US government was anticipating that people would turn caps and purified water into a currency.
Craig, the U.S. government has plans to collect taxes in any form less than 30 days after a nuclear apocalypse. They would have planned this in advance.
I know. I just think
Yeah.
I honestly, from seeing what I've seen, and from
I
what,
think it's gold.
it's gold. It's pretty obvious.
It's like it's just kind of.
It's gonna have to be more than just gold.
Stuff, man.
They've been
I
teasing
believe.
it.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I believe. There's got to be gold inside, but of course there's going to be something more than that
Yeah.
along with it.
It's not just going to be like, oh, yay, it was gold.
It's just gold, nothing else. No, there's definitely more to
It's
it.
going to be like new.
It's just
power
one
armors
gold
and
bar
stuff
that's
like
worth
that.
5 caps that weighs 100 pounds.
It's
Fuck you.
It's going to be like there's going to be like new armor sets and like rare weapons and stuff in there probably.
Right.
Like,
I'm gonna sneeze. Hold
like
up.
It's going to be probably the knowledge of the CIA and what they know.
The
Secret
IA.
Service. It's the Secret Service.
The Secret Service.
Well, with the Secret Service, then here's a hot take. Now, people who have been paying attention to this game for a while know about this one. The race to the presidency. That quest.
It has nothing to do with that.
No. But
The
it
Secret
could have
Service.
something to do with it.
The
because
only reason the Secret Service would be involved with Vault 79 is because Secret Service was originally created for
currency, I know.
counter currency, and it would make a lot of sense that they would be guarding a gold depository.
But by that same catch, it's also entirely possible that the Secret Service going out, the vault being opened, and them actually getting out for once. Because let's assume some Secret Service get out there.
CIA is people planted all over the world, probably even before the war ended. Or
yes.
Yeah.
But
which
Secret Service get out, and somehow them getting out and knowing that the president's dead gets Modus to finally trigger election in Appalachia.
I don't know. I think they're saving that for 2020. To be honest, I think they're just saving.
We have to wait.
Wastelanders at 2020.
That's literally gonna be they're gonna show us the roadmap before January, and it's gonna show when the presidential elections are happening in real life. They're gonna add that event just for the hell of it.
I would be pissed if they do that, just because I want that presidential Gauss rifle so bad.
Go into a private session. They'll probably
go into a
ban
private
that.
session. Spend an hour studying ballot boxes.
People are saying it got axed because the people are playing 76 completely different from what they anticipated. Because basically the race for presidency quest was a PvP. It was a PvP event. Ugh. It was just straight up a big battle royale for the presidency, and I think that kind of
because
I think that evolved into what we got with Nuclear Winter.
Because every time they talk about how we play, they always say like, "We expect y'all to fight each other. We didn't expect y'all to be giving each other shit."
I was personally expecting Nuclear Winter to be some form of like super harsh survival, where like the entire map is nuked just for the hell of it. But no, we got.
You exit the vault, you die of radiation poisoning.
Like, no, it won't fuck you over like that. But
I think with Wastelanders, it's going to be just it's going to be progress. It's going to make us feel like everything we've been doing this past year has, it's meant something. It's actually kind of led somewhere. The fact that we've killed so many Scorch Beasts and launched so many nukes that people can come back, it's just cool. And I hope that's how the game goes forward. Like every year we the world updates.
Until the 1 year where it doesn't.
Until the 1 year where they stop supporting the game. Yeah.
No, the 1 year where some vault dweller goes rogue and just nukes Appalachia back to the Stone Age.
I think we've got at least another 2-3 years of support for this game.
Probably.
That would be nice. Because we do have Starfield coming out, and then after Starfield is the Elder Scrolls.
If they can support it long enough for them to get get ready for a new Fallout title, that'll be ideal for the company.
Yes.
Because then they could even start having stuff come into the end, into 76 that sort of ties into the new Fallout game. They can start type. It'd be a really
You're an old
make
man.
a fucking ARG that gives you an exclusive minigun skin in the new online only MMO. No people in it. Fallout 76.5.
So we've got 3 players starting this weekend, and obviously we're gonna have all the new players coming from Wastelanders. Are you just gonna help them out, or are you just gonna let them get a feel for the game themselves? I think.
I'm gonna be focusing on what I'm doing.
Yeah, it's like fuck you guys. I've got gold.
Like y'all can struggle. I'm sorry.
I'll probably, depending on what's going on for me that weekend, I might just set myself up outside of the vault, just move my camp, just set it up there for the first time in like 8 months. I'll move that camp and I'll be like, "Hey, you want some water? You want some guns? Get over here."
Just a bunch of armor and shit, low level stuff.
I'll be forcibly bringing people into Fallout 76.
Yeah, like...
Pull out my fat man. You get over here and let me build you some shit or else.
When I was on the Fallout Reddit, there was people talking about stuff. And a guy was like, he was talking about problems with 76. And he's like, I've not played it myself, He said, I've not...
That's what I love.
And I was like, well, you know what, man? There's like a free trial this weekend. He's like, oh, really? And I was like, yeah, man, like, check it out. It's not as broken as people said. And he's like, you know what? Fuck it, I will. And I was like, there you go. That's one more person. You know what? I think free weekends should happen more often.
Honestly,
we need to create a form of Mormonism for the internet where we can go and knock on people's doors and convince them to re-download Fallout 76.
One a month. They need to do one free weekend a month.
With double XP?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, God bless.
Because the double XP gives new players enough time to level up and experience more than just running through Flatwoods getting chased by 8 Scorched.
Plus, you'd probably get like people that would play every month if it was free for a weekend. Like, hey, I'm gonna I've got my free weekend of playing 76. I'm going to hop on, and eventually those players could end up buying the game itself and buying app and purchasing.
Exactly.
It's only a win for Bethesda, really.
There's literally no way it could go bad.
No.
Actually, that's a bad thing for me to be saying. Mainly because I'm the one saying it.
I hope they fix whatever this bug is that people seem to be experiencing, because I've barely noticed it.
I barely noticed it, and that's what really makes it bad when like half of the people say, "Oh, it's happening to everybody," and then that's like, wait, what?
Because
I think the people that are noticing it are the people that have optimized their build to a ridiculous degree, where it's like, if they don't have this armor working at all times, they will die of a heart attack the second they move.
We're just testing our nerf. Why?
The build's just fucking broken. I love it.
See, like, that's the kind of thing that I love. It's like, people spend months trying to make a really toxic build for one reason or another. Like, Bloody that relies on Vanguard Sentinel to survive, or... I'm not bolstering Sentinel to survive. Or just the stupidest builds that are overly built towards PvP, and they break. And they bitch about it.
Oh man, I can't wait till Wastelanders, because when they do the balance overhaul, oh my word.
I'm just hoping that balance overhaul includes fixing some power armor, because it's ridiculous how much shit it gets these days.
My concern is with, talk about Wastelanders balance overhaul, is the whole... The game's got its player base now. There's a certain type of player that plays this. Well, there's maybe a couple of different types of players, but there is that general player that's going to play for specific builds and the best weapons and stuff like that. That is the majority. And my problem is, if Bethesda do something like a huge balance overhaul that totally changes the meta and how the game's played, they might lose a lot of that player base.
Oh, I just cried out that.
I heard that. And I'm pretty sure the video heard that. Everyone watching this will probably have heard that.
And ladies and gentlemen, this is the time where you're going to hear Sax have to go drive himself to the ER in a minute here.
But I heard like all the bones off.
This segment's actually been going on for 45 minutes, so I think we should probably round it off there.
We love you.
Round off with Sax breaking his foot live on camera.
We love you, viewers. We wish the best of you in your new year.